This is the sixth and final video on the Caja File Manager topic. We're going to look at the File Manager preferences, and we can get to them by going to Menu, Preferences, File Management. We can also get to them from inside a Caja window by going to Edit, Preferences. We're on the Views tab, and we've got a default view, and we see that the default view is in List View. Arranging the items by file name, we can change that to path, size, type, modification date. I'll leave this by name. We're going to sort the folders before the files, and then we're not going to show any hidden files or backup files. Below that, we've got an icon view defaults. Now, the default view is for any folders that we have not changed any of the settings for. It's also for any new folders that we create. They will come up in this list view. The icon view defaults is for any folder that I change to icon view. It will go to this default setting. I've got my zoom level set at 100. I'm going to change this folder to be icon view. These are at 100%. We see it right up here. If I change this to 200 for this folder, it will remain at 200 unless I reset it to the default settings. We can change the text to be beside the icons, and we can also use this compact layout. I don't see any change, but if I come over to View, Reset View to Defaults, it resets it to the compact layout. I'm going to uncheck that and uncheck this and reset this to the icon view defaults. When we're using compact view, we can change the default zoom level, and we can change all the columns to be the same width. I'll uncheck this, and I'm going to go into the downloads, change this to compact view, and we only have one column. To make multiple columns, I'll shorten up the window, and we see that these all appear to be the same width. Let's reset the view to the defaults. Now I'll change this to all columns have the same width. And we see a little change here. We've cut off some of the file names, but all these columns are the same width. I'm going to uncheck this. We see a little change. Then in the list view, we can change the default zoom level to 50. I'm going to change that back to 100. Change this to list view. And this last item here, tree view defaults. Show only folders. This applies to our tree here on the sidebar. I'll click on the downloads, and because we show only the folders, we do not see any files. If I uncheck this, it shows me the files as well as the folders. In this next tab, single click to open an item. Usually double click is what us people from Windows are used to. You can change this to a single click to open an item. And this last one, open each folder in its own window. When I'm here in the home folder, when I double click to open a folder, instead of opening it right here, it will create a new window. Sometimes we want that. Executable text files. This one I always leave as ask each time, just because I don't want to worry about viruses being automatically executed. And then we've got the trash. Ask before emptying the trash. When I click on trash and click on empty trash, this message here is what they're referring to. And this other one, include a delete command that bypasses trash. Let's go back to the downloads. If I right click, right here the delete is seen. If I uncheck this, now I do not have that delete option. I can only move to the trash. Display. Let's go into icon view to see what this does. I've got none. I can change this to size. Now it shows me the size of each of these files. I can change this to type or date modified. Now we see the date modified. There's two more underneath. I haven't had a whole lot of luck with that, but the date formatting does work. List columns. This is for when we're in list view. Let's uncheck the size. We saw that that disappeared right here. We can also move it down. We see it's now on the right of type. When I move it back up, it's back to the left of type. And there's all kinds of different things that we can show in this list view. Preview. This one's pretty good. If we are in icon view, and I might have to go into my trash. I had some text files here, right here. This one and this one. Let me restore these selected items. And these got restored into my home folder. We can see the text right here. This is my test document. And we see it right here in the icon itself. So that's the text files. It will show you the text. I do not think this works for writer files. Yes, it does not work for writer files. Only pure text files that we see it right here. Other previewable files are show thumbnails. That is for the pictures. We have this show thumbnails local files. That's for anything on our hard drive. Local files, but the problem is we're in list view. I need to go to icon view to see those. If I change this to never, they go away. Always, that means whether they're on our local hard drive or on a server. I'm going to say local files only, and if they're smaller than 10 megabytes. If they're greater than 10 megabytes, it will take time to create all those previews. The sound files, let's go into music. These files I copied over from the system. I just did a find on any WAV file. And we are in list view, so these files, previews, will not work. We must be in icon view and maybe contact view as well. But when I place my arrow over a file, we hear the sound.
Front, center.
So we can even preview the sound files. And then the folder count. I have local files only. If we're in a folder, we see down here containing 21 items. If I turn this to never, that disappears. The last thing's media. This is if I put in a CD into the CD player, I can ask what to do. I can change it to all the time, open up the VLC media player or open Brasero disc burner. If there's a DVD, a music player, photo software, this is when we add new media. Down here, we've got browse media. When inserted, when I put in a flash drive, it opens up that drive folder and shows me all the files on there. That's because this is checked. If I don't want to see that, I would uncheck this. And never prompt a start program for media. When you put in a disk and you don't want it to do anything, check this. And you can place in a disk and nothing will pop up. This last one, plugins. We're not going to cover plugins for the file manager in this tutorial series. And that will do it for the Caja File Manager. If you like these videos, please tell a friend.